Quick disclaimer before you watch this. This video is all over the place. It's just like the title says, it is a tangent, rant, a lot of tangents. So if you don't like that, I'd click off. And now we can start. Do you ever have news come out where you just think, wow, this is shit? That's how I feel about the new Dragon Age news that's come out, where you only get 3 old choices. And on top of that, all of those choices are only an Inquisition. Which, with a game where the Blight is so important, you'd think a certain somebody would maybe be important to this. I don't know. Maybe someone named the hero of Ferelden. Kinda saved everyone from the last Blight. Kinda killed the Archdemon. But actually, in this game, they won't know if the hero of Ferelden killed the Archdemon or even survived, because that's not an option. So the hero of Ferelden is missing in action, or dead, or... oh wait, they have to be so vague that it doesn't matter. And yes, you heard that right. A damn near mythological figure, like the hero of Ferelden, nobody will be able to reference if they are even alive or not. Grey Wardens won't even know if they're alive or not. Like, it's so insane to me that someone actually survived killing the Archdemon, and they can't even reference if they're alive or not. Like, that is so wild to me. and if that is enough, I'm confident in saying this, like, akin to, and I'm not using this word lightly, like character assassination for the Warden. I mean, the hero of Ferelden has first-hand experience of how god-awful blights are. Like, there's some horrific shit in Origins, and you're telling me a double blight is happening, and they're just not going to get involved. This is... I get the character can be wildly different depending on your playstyle, but, like, come on. This is, for me, akin to, like, if there's a threat to humanity for Master Chief, and he would just be like, nah, I'm gonna sit this one out. Like, that's just not... it's so out of character in my mind. Like, no matter how you play the hero of Ferelden, they get the job done. In the DLC, they keep being a Grey Warden. They keep fighting Darkspawn. So, like, however you play it, there is still the thing of they always are fighting Darkspawn. They're always doing their job as a Grey Warden. So for them to just sit out a double blight is, like, like, it's unbelievable. And then going off of that, your choice to banish the Grey Wardens or not. Like, I don't know how that's not being brought up. The Warden's reputation has been literally slung through the mud. I mean, in Inquisition, you have the choice to banish them from all of Southern Thedas, all of it. Like, they can't go to Southern Thedas anymore. And then, the Inquisitor can make a choice to send messages to the North to tell them about the threat of the Wardens, so they can get double fucked. And then a song is made about them that gets wildly popular about how they're ever going to be redeemed. And the Inquisitor's responsible for that, and they're going to show up in this game. Like, I get there's 2 elven gods, but, like, that resentment that would build, like, I don't know if they're just perfect people who would be like, yeah, the world kind of screwed us, Inquisitors screwed us, all of Northern Thedas kind of doesn't like us if the Inquisitor made that choice, but you can't in this game, so that's fucking hypothetical anyways. But for that choice not to have any consequences, like, I don't get it. And I guess to put this last point into perspective, the hero of Ferelden cannot go to Ferelden anymore. Like, if the Inquisitor makes that choice, like, it just, like, I don't know how this just gets ignored completely. I don't get it. So to end talking about the Wardens and the hero of Ferelden, I think the hero of Ferelden is necessary in this game. Like, they can't be ignored. That's just how I see it. And do I expect them to be in the game? No. Will I be disappointed if they aren't in the game? Absolutely. I mean, this is a character that's way too integral to this plot point that not having them there because either they don't want to define the character, but let's be honest, the Inquisitor isn't going to be your Inquisitor anyways, so that's gonna happen regardless. I mean, Hawk was barely Hawk. People have problems with that. So that part doesn't even matter because the Inquisitor isn't going to be your Inquisitor. And then the only other hurdle they would have to have is a voice actor, but I mean, if it's a good voice actor, I think people will be fine with it. For the most part, there's obviously going to be people who don't like it, but I mean, this character is way too plot relevant to just ignore. And then you have who was left in the Fade. I just, like, why keep this a secret? Just say if whoever's was in there is dead, or if they're alive. Like, why even keep this a secret? Why? Just why? Like, if Hawk was in there, just say if they're dead. or if they got out. Because if they got out, then they should be here. Like, Varric's here. Fucking, what is Hawk doing? Sitting at Kirkwall if they got out? Like, Varric can have anybody rule over that, or govern it, while in his absence. Why would Hawk need to even be there? Like, Hawk is an invaluable asset to help the Veilguard. Like, including the hero of Ferelden, too. Like, these are two people that could be invaluable to them, and they're just not mentioned. Like, just say if they're dead, or just say if they're alive. I mean, I get it, if Stroud is left in there, then it could be a throwaway line. Like, cool, fine. But if Alistair was in there, then say it. Say if he's dead, or say if he's alive. Like, why would this not be answered? Like, my Hawk went to Weissenhaupt at the end, and then went back to Kirkwall and Trespass. I think it was Trespasser ending, I think. So, like, fucking Hawk has ties to Wardens anyways. And why would Hawk not help? Like, why? Hawk does not need to govern Kirkwall. Like, it's not in danger. There are two elven gods who are going to destroy, or potentially destroy the world. What does he need to govern Kirkwall for? There's no protection even needed. Like, why? And Alistair, if he was left, he'd be still a warden. Why would he not help here? So Hawk should be helping, and Alistair should be helping. Like, I just don't get it. On the presumption that they're alive, of course, but again, won't be answered. And then who's divine? I won't harp on this too long, but like, if Leliana's divine, I'm assuming she's going to show up in this game. She's been in every other game, so if she was divine, can she just like sneak out to take a rain check from being divine to come help us? Like, again, assuming she's in this game because she's been in every other game, like, how does she get here? How? Like, she can't just take a rain check on being divine. So I don't know how that's going to work, and that's including Cassandra, because they both are at the end of Trespasser with the Inquisitor saying that they're going to go get Solus. So they can't just leave being divine. So, like, that's just one part of it. I'm not going to go into the rest. I just don't care that much about the politics shit. But, like, how? And then you have the Will of Sorrow's choice. I mean, could this be explained away? Sure. With, like, if Morrigan drinks it and then gets Mythal soul, combined soul, however that works, then it could just cancel it out. Sure, I guess, but then that just calls into question why even make the choice in the first place. Like, if I go watch a playthrough, I'm pretty sure 90% of people will get to that choice and have to pause and think about it, because it feels important. It should be important, but I guess it isn't, or it could not be. But if it is important, then, like, say the Inquisitor drinks from it and vowed to stop Solus, and Rook hates Solus, so Solus has no one to connect to, then obviously he's going to use that power. Like, why would he not? If you're against him, if you're ready to kill him, of course he's going to use it against the Inquisitor, against Morrigan. But if Morrigan has the power, then I could see her in one playthrough using it against the Inquisitor. Like, if she does not have a son, does not have the hero Ferelden, she literally has no one. She is combined with Mythal and Flemeth, and has that desire for vengeance, assumedly, because that's what happened with Flemeth. They became one. So, assumedly, Morrigan now has that too. So if she has that, why would she not act in Mythal's favor, what Mythal wants? And that's going to contradict with what the Veilguard wants, because Mythal wants revenge. And presumably more than revenge, because I doubt it'll just stop at kill the elven gods and Mythal will be like, alright, we're cool now. Like, she's on a revenge path, possibly from lore, like, of God of Vengeance, potentially. That's a whole lore spiel, whatever. But, like, I doubt it'll just stop at the gods. Like, Mythal could be a very big threat. Like, I would assume that you would take advantage of the situation of having the Inquisitor under control. Or Morrigan Mythal, however that combination works. But again, probably just gonna be explained away, so who cares? And speaking of Morrigan, apparently she won't even remember if she has a son or is in a relationship with the hero of Ferelden, because they're gonna have to be very vague about it. I mean, I don't know, I feel like Morrigan with and without a son is a major character difference. I don't think that's like I think that's pretty reasonable. Like, even if Rook doesn't ask about it, like, there's no point to where he wants to know more about her, to trust this person who's coming to help them. Like, even if that doesn't come up in conversation, Morrigan changes as a person because of it. So for her to not know that just feels wrong. I don't know, maybe they'll do, I've been hearing like a KOTOR thing maybe, and sure, that could work, but I mean, they haven't said anything about that, so if she doesn't remember that, then that's wild. Does not include. Then there are other things like not being able to control companions. Just for me sucks. I get it. Probably wasn't a very used feature, but I mean, I don't know. For me, it was just completely additional, complementary to the experience. Like being able to switch between a warrior, a rogue, a mage whenever you want with companions you liked was just a cool feature for me. So for that to just not be in this game just feels bad, I guess. Like I was able to experience every class in one playthrough if I so desired, but now I can't. I mean, that causes issues now because apparently companions can't die in this game. So, I mean, you couldn't have it if you wanted to, I guess. Just Rook would just get targeted and die, but the feature being taken away just sucks for me. I'd put it akin to like Halo without split screen. Sure, a lot of people don't use it, but I mean, I don't know, it just feels lesser and wrong not having it, I guess. Also, no spiders. Not a big deal, really, but I mean, I don't know. They were in the Vows and Vengeance episode, so, and they've been in every other Dragon Age. It just feels kind of weird not having them. I don't know. That was just a lot of things I was annoyed about. Wanted to just get off my chest, swallow the pill, so to say, so I'm not annoyed when the game comes out, or I kind of just let a lot of this go. But then on a positive note, I'm actually, well, you might be thinking, why you really don't like this game? Actually, I'm actually really excited about it, surprisingly. I like the more action gameplay. I just prefer that playstyle. I think the game looks really good, in my opinion. I think it'll play really well. That goes the gameplay. I think the characters are going to be really good. They never really miss with characters, and I feel like the story is going to be good. I mean, there's nothing I can say to confirm that at all. But I mean, hey, that's just how I think it'll go. I think it'll go pretty well. And I mean, hey, if you don't believe me, I even about the collector's edition. So I'm all in. And just to end it, I really do hope this game is good. And I have high hopes for it. So, there you go.